taken a short on dollar CAD at this 50% retracement, expecting price to come down to this drawn liquidity down here. Ideally, I would probably take target ones at this low and then move stops to break even and then let the trade play out. The trade is based on the fact that I am bearish for the month. I anticipate price, the monthly drawn liquidity, to be down at this low after this bearish engulfing candle that printed last month after we took out those highs. Our weekly time frame, we came in last week, first week, we traded bullish, and this week I anticipated price to take out previous week's highs, and it also came into this bearish fair value gap on the weekly time frame and held the 50% consequent encroachment. We might push up, and hold the 50% of this range and then find resistance next week. Not sure, but this is also another potential region to look for shorting opportunities. Daily time frame, we pushed up, held this order block, respected this order blocks 2 days in a row, and then failed to push above yesterday. On the 4 hour time frame, we took out liquidity off Tuesday's highs, and then we had displacement followed like this bearish and got fair value gap, which held and which also took out that swing high, and then price started to displace lower. It's clearer on the 1 hour time frame. We took out the liquidity of that high, starting to displace with this bearish fair value gaps. I took a very aggressive short here yesterday evening, afternoon, and I exited my trade way too early because of the fact that I took an aggressive entry, and because of that I'm watching price to come down to this low, which it failed to hold, failed to take out yesterday, and then pushed back up, took out liquidity above this swing, which is below this 60-minute fair value gap. And again this morning we came in, and on the 15-minute we took out liquidity of another swing high from London session, and then we start to displace down with this bearish fair value gap, and I've taken my entry at the 50% of this breakout. Ideally, stops doesn't need to be up above this high because we had liquidity grab of this high, and then we had liquidity grab of this high this morning during London session. So technically speaking, stops can be at this high right here, 1.35847, but because I'm quite conservative, I've placed it above, quite far above, and that's the trade. Let's see how it plays out. This is how the trade played out. I should have placed my entry at 618. It would have hit, would have given me a better risk reward, but it's fine, it's what it is. And then I took off target ones around these lows, somewhere around here, 1.3570, and then I moved my stops above this high, just these order blocks, this order block here, and yeah, price moved down, almost hit my target, which was down to this at this drawn liquidity, which it failed to clear out, and then it found resistance, and then I got stopped out at these highs. So it was almost a break-even trade. We might still be bearish going into next week. We'll just have to wait and see. We are still holding that consequent encroachment of this fair value gap, and maybe we've made our highs this week and we will continue lower going into next week. But we've come back to that consequent encroachment of that weekly time for fair value gap today, tapped it 3 times, rejecting it. I want to see how we displace off that if we do, and then I'll look for more opportunities going into next week. But right now, yeah, no real direction for me, and that's a break-even trade. Could have been, if you analyze it, yeah, could have entered at 618 retracement, put my stops above this high. I didn't need to go at really higher up, and targets could have been taken somewhere at New York low, or New York open, or even if I wanted to go 221 would have been hit, or even the start of this swing low. Instead of taking that swing, you take the open or close of the lowest candle, and that would have also been hit. So just something to note. my stops. You know, if I am taking trades like this, which is more conservative entry, I don't need to put my stops really high. It's only when I'm taking aggressive entry that I need my stops to have some more breathing room. So that's that for pound dollar CAD.